Welcome to College Algebra in Summer Session 2 2025. My name is Ms. Salceda. I'll be your professor for this summer session. I want to go ahead and introduce you. I know right now we're virtual. We're going to be like this for this week. You will have an adjunct with you for support at all times. Remember that attendance is still part of the course. So again, if you need anything, you can still message me. You will have the adjunct with you for support at all times. So there will be someone with you in class. And again, I am still available through email, through chat, and he's also available to help you throughout the course. Okay, so again, this is just for this week. So I'll be back for week 2. Just we that way there's no loss of instruction, because again, summer sessions are very, very, very quick. Okay, so first off, I want to give you the announcement and for sure the welcomes. Let's go ahead and look around to what we have on our class for the summer. Before we dig into the syllabus, I do want to ask everyone to get their phone out and to download the Canvas app. Again, that will be a necessary tool every single day that you come to class, since you are going to be turning in some assignments through there. Okay, so again, the first thing I need everyone to get their phone out and download the Canvas app on your phone. If you already have it, then that's great. Just go ahead and put your phone to the side. If you don't have it, please go ahead and start downloading it, because we're gonna start using that as of today. Okay, so go ahead and press download and keep it to your side. Okay, so first off, let's go over the overview of what we have on Canvas, and then we'll dig into the syllabus. So overview, once you click on the course, this is what you'll see. At the very top, you'll see announcements. And then, of course, you'll have the course shell at the bottom with the course navigation. And that is not so very helpful to you all, because you're taking it in the summer. So you'll see it by week, because that's how it's done in the semester. So I cannot change the shell, but I did change the modules for you. So we'll check that out right now. So again, you just see the announcements, and then on the side, you do have the syllabus, you have announcements, you have modules, assignments, and grades. And of course, tutoring services at TSC. If you were to need it, you can go ahead and click there and get some support through TSC services, which are still available throughout the summer. So you do have a lab with me, and that will be some sort of tutorial for you all if needed. But again, there's extra support as from part of TSC if you were to need that. Okay, so if you click on simple syllabus, you will see the syllabus for this course. Okay, it's taking a while to load, but I'm sure you've seen simple syllabus for other classes. We'll go over it right now, but just know that we have a simple syllabus. Then for announcements, right now we only have the welcome announcement. So if you haven't read it, you can go ahead and click there and view it. We have modules and assignments. Assignments is just the list of assignments. What I would suggest that you guys use is the modules, because on assignments, they just give you the list of all the assignments for the entire summer. With the deadlines are not, they are attached to the assignments, of course, but it's not detailed on what you're supposed to work on a daily basis. Yet if you click on modules, you'll see tabs or folders, whichever you want to see them. They're technically tabs, mini folders of everything that you will need for this specific day. For example, we have the start here. This is just services from TSC. If you want to get an overview, you can click there. There's tutorials, there's technical support, academic services, and extra tutoring services, just information from TSC. After that, we have the Math 13-14 tentative calendar. So if at any point you need an online calculator for your homework, you can go ahead and click there. We have a formula chart, and we have extra notes, so it's optional if you need them. They're here from units 1 through 5 only. We have 6, but they got 1 through 5. And something that I want to make sure that you know is that anything that has these links, you'll know that it's an online link posted to that. It's an external URL link that you can click on. And if you have a mini paper clip, you'll know that they are PDF files or something that you can print and view. The most important part of this specific tab is the Math 13-14 formula chart. Let's go ahead and click there. And you're going to see that a formula chart will appear where you can download here. And again, this is for your support, and you can have it online. But I strongly suggest you print, because this is the only extra support, or actually the only support you'll be able to use throughout the test. We're going to go over the test right now when we go through the syllabus, but I want to make sure that you know where everything is located. If at any point you want to download it or you want to use it. Again, you're responsible to have your own formula chart if you would like to use it. And everything is broken down from Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, all the way to Unit 6. Okay, so this is where you would find your formula chart. Okay, so after this, which is the tentative calendar, and where you'll see that information. After that, you'll see tabs that say W1, then W2, then W3. Okay, so that means week 1. Okay, so for this week, we have 3 tabs. We have week 1, Tuesday, July 8th, week 1, Wednesday, July 9th, and then week 1, Thursday, July 10th. Okay, so once you press on the tab, you will be able to see the assignments of the day, right? So we don't want you to fall behind, and we make sure that all the assignments are within the module or within the day that you're supposed to work on. For example, today we're going to be going over those 3 things, right? So as we go through the assignments, you'll see that on the module, you'll have the homeworks attached to the lesson of the day, to the lecture of the day. That way, you're not all over the place with the assignments. Okay, so anything that I will ask you to go through, it will be under modules and under the day. So just make sure that you look for the module of the day. That's something that we're going to be talking about as we go through the actual course. Okay, so now let's go ahead and look at the syllabus. Okay, so this is simple syllabus. I'm doing it a little on the weekend, so it says that it's in approval, but you should have approval by now. Everyone should be able to see it. And it says the sections. So it says D82 and E82. So this is something very important that I need to talk to everyone, because you'll see that some of you are enrolled for 2 classes, right? And you're gonna ask yourself, well, why am I enrolled in 2 courses? Okay, so because college algebra has a lab, you're enrolled to the actual lecture and then the lab itself. So you will see that double code. Okay, if you don't see it, if you only see D82 or E82, don't worry about it, right? You're still under it, because by now I should have already verify your names to make sure that everyone is on the lab. So don't worry about it. Okay, so again, I don't want anyone freaking out asking why am I in 2. Don't worry about it. It's just because we have a class and we have a lab itself. And now class does start today, which is the 8th, and it ends August the 8th. So we have a month to go ahead and complete all the assignments. We are in North 206, and this is my name and my email. Okay, so what are extra additional information that you need? Well, we have our office hours. My office hours are going to be on Friday from 7:30 to 9 a.m. We have a work phone. You can call me to that number, or you can go ahead and we can talk over Zoom, and this will be the link Zoom that we can use to go ahead and talk through office hours. Okay, course catalog and course description. So things that you need to know. We are going to go over tons of things that you have probably seen on Algebra 2. This is the next course, right? So a lot of the items, such as logarithmic functions, or sometimes for sure radicals and some matrices, you should have covered before in Algebra 2. Now, keep in mind that to pass this course, you need to get a grade. You need to receive a grade of a C. Okay, so that is a 70 or above. If you have a 69 and lower, that will get you a D or an F. And again, for this course and to receive credit, you must score at least a C. Okay, things are prerequisites that you need for sure. You just have to have passed the math TSI by now. We have some objectives which we're gonna go over as we go through, but again, it's just to make sure that you're able to apply properties such as domain, range, recognize different types of functions, apply graphing techniques. You're able to evaluate any radical with a higher degree than just a 2. And for sure, make sure that you're able to recognize, solve, and apply systems of linear equations with matrices. Okay, we have some core objectives. For sure, you're going to be using critical thinking skills. You're going to be using communication skills. You're going to be using empirical and quantitative skills. So all of these skills are objectives that they will be assessed throughout the course. Okay, so then what are the materials? So it says these are things that are usually required throughout the semester, which is a book. Again, you are not required to see a book. You will have all the online notes. You can find them under modules. So if you want to go ahead and print them, you for sure can. Okay, so then let me go ahead and show you where I'm going to be getting all my notes. So I told you guys everything will be under modules. So for example, if you click on Wednesday, that's when we technically start unit 1, right? So you're going to see the paperclip and all the unit notes should already be available. So this says unit 1 learning guide. You can click here and you will see the learning guide for unit 1. So it's not just one section. You will see all of unit 1. Okay, so all of unit 1, it's a total of 20 pages. So if you want, you can download and print and get ready before you come back to class, right? So if you want to do that, you're more than welcome. And again, it's not just unit 1 that is available. Whenever we start that's when you're going to see it. For example, tomorrow we start with unit 1, so that's where the paperclip, you'll see the notes attached to that day. Unit 2 we start on Tuesday of next week, so you'll see that the notes for unit 2 are already there. So again, it's just a matter of going through the modules and looking for those if you want to download them and be ready to be ready. That way you don't have to be for sure drawing all the graphs, right? Or all the different things that we're going to go through the notes. That might be much easier just to have them ready and you can go ahead and write the notes. So that will take care of the notes. You do need a graphing calculator or a calculator provided by the school. So any graphing calculator, Texas graphing calculator will work. Now, again, I know that you are able to use any calculator that you want, right? But again, the one that I'm going to be using in the class is going to be a TI-84. So if you don't have a calculator, right, or if you haven't inspired all these different things, and know that you are responsible to learn how to find matrices and how to add matrices to all these extra calculators. The one I'm going to be following the class with will be a TI-84. If you do not have a calculator, you can check out one from TSC at the library, okay? And that can usually be found over there by Set B. So if again, for sure you will need a calculator because you're going to be doing lots of graphing. I know, again, some of the schools gave you Inspires. Just note that the class will be following all the steps for a TI-84. So it will be towards your best benefit to make sure that you get a calculator that we are going to be using throughout the course. The only thing that you need to check out a calculator is a picture ID. It does not have to be a Texas ID. It does not have to be a TSC ID. It could be your school ID. Just make sure that you do know your TSC ID number. Okay, so once you go, they will ask you for your TSC ID number and for you to show a picture ID. So if you're from Lopez Rivera, Pace, whatever high school you're from, you can go ahead and show your school ID. Just they're gonna verify that it's the same name, and they will check out a calculator to you. They also check out laptops or any other type of iPads as well, and lots of electronic devices. So if you do need an electronic device, such as a laptop for your homework, you can go there and check one out. Okay, so that's one thing that it's very important that you make sure that you do have a calculator for the course, preferably the 84. Okay, and then of course that you have a binder or folder where you're going to be putting in all the notes that we do as we go. Okay, so course components. We have 20% are online assignments. That includes all the homeworks and any sort of intro program or any type of extra. Everything counts as an online assignment, so you get 20% for that. Then every single lab assignment is worth 15% of the grade. So lab assignments, we're gonna go over labs later, but you have a lab every single day after class, and that is worth 15% of the grade. Then you have online and in class quizzes. Okay, so this is not gonna be in class; they're gonna be at home, but you do have online quizzes, and all the quizzes are worth 20%. Then we have 3 exams. Exams are worth 25% of the grade. Okay, so you have to make sure that we understand what happens with exams. So note that exams are not online, but they are in paper and pencil format, and of course you must show all your work. Okay, also something to keep in mind is a student who misses an exam will be given a grade of 0, and exams will be given to students with medical excuses only. Okay, so again, the only way you are going to be able to make up a test is if you went to the doctor and you have a medical excuse. Okay, so if you were to miss a test just because there is no makeups on major assessment, so make sure that you're ready And if you have anything going on throughout the summer that you planned before, I'll give you the tentative dates right now. That way you're somewhat ready to see what's gonna go on with the course. Know that once you're testing, any electronic device are prohibited, such as cell phones, smartwatches, iPods, just anything, headphones, anything is prohibited. Any electronic device will prohibit it. And if we were to see you with an electronic device, then a grade of 0 I will be given to you on the test, because again, you're using an electronic device to your advantage throughout the test. And then again, during exam, make sure that everything is turned off. We don't want anything to be ringing, since it is a big group. We don't want to disturb others throughout the test. Okay, so, and then, the last thing, sorry, the math 13-14 SLO assessments, there was 20% of the grade. So SLOs are going to be projects that you do get. You get a 1 day to work on a project, and it does count to 20%. So that will be 3 SLOs throughout the summer session. So this is the breakdown. Again, online assignments, lab assignments, online quizzes, exams, SLOs, and it gives you a total of 80%. Okay, so the grade point table, if you need to see it, it's there. And then this is what we have as far as the course calendar. Okay, so then as far as the calendar goes, for week 1, I have them here in green. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So today we're going over the syllabus, and these are the assignments. We're going to go over the digital library knowledge and the intro to online math. And then tomorrow, week 1, Wednesday, we have 2 sessions. We're going to go over 2 sections, 1.1 and 1.2, and of course our homeworks. And then on Thursday, we have 1.3, 1.4, of course our homeworks. And then that is it for week 1. Then we go on to week 2, which right here we have in orange. So week 2, we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. On Monday, we have the Unit 1 test. So you notice how this is very quickly. We only have 2 days of instruction, then 1 day of testing. Then on Tuesday, we have 2.1 and 2.2, and of course, your assignments. Then on Wednesday, we have the SLO, which is the 1 day project. Then on Thursday, we have 3 sections. We have Unit 3, which is made up of 3.1, 3.1, 3.2, and 3.3, and of course, their assignments. Okay. Then we go on to week number 3, which is purple. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. On Monday, we have the Unit 3 test. So this is an even shorter week, because on Thursday of the week before, week 2, we did all 3 sections. And then we had the test on Monday. And then on Tuesday, we're going to go over Unit 4. Unit 4 has 3 sections as well. Excuse me. Okay, 3 sections as well. And then on Wednesday, you have the Unit 4 test. So notice how this is very, very fast, and you're only going to have 1 day of instruction and the following day test. And then on Friday, we start, Friday. On Thursday, week 3, we start on Unit 5, which is 5.0 and 5.1. Okay, let's move on to week 4. Okay, so week 4, we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. On Monday, we do 5.2, 5.3. On Tuesday, we do 5.4, 5.5. On week 4, Wednesday, we do 5.6, 5.7. So notice how week 5 is, Unit 5 is very long. So it's spread up of 2 sections per day. And then lastly, on Thursday, we have SLO, which is SLO 1 and SLO 2. I know it says 1 and 2. Technically, it's only 1 SLO. It just covers Objective 1 and Objective 2. Does not mean that you're going to have 2 projects. It just means that it's 1 project that covers those 2 objectives. Okay, and then the last week, which is week 5, we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Monday, we're going to do 6.1, 6.2, 6.3. Tuesday, we have 6.4, 6.5. Wednesday, we have the last SLO. And then the last week on Thursday will be a makeup day. So notice how everything is very, very fast-paced. There's no days for us to slack off, and there's no empty days throughout the semester. Everything will be pretty fast. So we want to make sure that we're prepared for what's coming. Again, if you're going to be out because you have something for dance, or you have something for your school, or anything that's going on, make sure that you look at the simple syllabus, because I have broken down everything for you already. That way there's no surprises of what's going on, what happened, I missed the day, I missed a test, I missed an estalo. No, everything has been already assigned. And again, I understand it's a tentative calendar, but I want to keep it, I want to try to stick to it as much as possible, right? I don't want to have any changes because I understand it's lots of material and there's lots of things happening, especially on week 5, as most of us are. If you're in sports or anything or band, you're gonna start heading back to school. So I want to make sure that there's no loss of instruction throughout any of the weeks. Okay, and then we have again course summary. You do have attendance, so make sure that you're there because we will be taking attendance. Okay. Assignments. Again, this is just the list of all the assignments you're going to be working with. But again, you can see them also on the calendar, so it's just another way of viewing it. Okay. What are labs? So students will be completing written labs selected by instructor to be completed during the lab. So in the lab, we're going to go over the homework questions. Okay, so we're going to go over the lecture. Once the lecture's done, I'll tell you guys, okay, go ahead and submit your lab. So that means you have 45 minutes to work on your homework, right? Within those 45 minutes, a timer is set. Okay, the timer is set. Within those 45 minutes, you work on your homework. Everyone should have their own laptop, so everyone's working on their own homework, right? The adjunct or myself, depending again if we're on back. He's gonna be here for week 1. I come back on week 2, but whoever, right? If I come back earlier or whatever, the 45 minutes are for you to work on your homework and ask questions. So you can raise your hand. Him or I can go to you, can help you with the homework or even whatever is needed as far as getting through the assignment, and then make sure that we're able to help you, support you within those 45 minutes. Now, what do you turn in to the lab? So to the lab, you turn in your notes. So that is all your notes for the day. So the notes that you took throughout the class and the notes you took for your homework, right? So you are responsible to turn in a lab online every single day. That is a for sure thing. You're still turning in a lab. The only way you can get out of of staying those 45 minutes after the lecture is if you have completed the homework for the day beforehand. For example, since technically I open all the homeworks on Monday morning, I open everything for the week. You will see that on Monday there's some people that like to get ahead of themselves, right? So they will complete homework for day 1, day 2. Once we get to day 2, if you're done with those homeworks, before you leave, I will look for your name. I'll look for the homework of the day. If you're done with the assignments of the day, again, that must be 70 or higher. Not because you started means you can take off. No, 70 or higher. So I will verify your name, that you have completed the assignments of the day, and if they're done, then you will be welcome to leave. But again, you're still responsible for submitting that lab assignment. Okay, so that's the only way you can get out of staying those 45 minutes. But still, again, remember that those 45 minutes, that lab time is here to support you, not to hurt you. So take advantage of it, use it to your advantage, and work on your homework. It's not a time for you to be on your phone chit-chatting or playing. I understand that if you're working on assignments, you may listen to music, but it needs to be understood that those 45 minutes should be quality time for you to work towards your assignments. Okay. Then you have quizzes. Know that quizzes are done at home. So if you have a quiz, for example, quiz 1, it's already for unit 1. You will do those at home. So you have 90 minutes to work on a quiz. It will give you 2 attempts, and it will record the higher grade of the 2. Okay, so again, those quizzes are going to be done at home. They're not done in class. The only thing that's done in class are the tests and the SLOs. So we only have 3 tests. We have a test for Unit 1, Unit 3, and Unit 4. So we have 3 tests and 3 SLOs. And if, for example, Unit 1 has a test, Unit 2, since it does not have a test, it will have an SLO. Then Unit 3, Unit 4 has a test. That means that Unit 5, Unit 6 are the ones with the SLO. Okay, so technically an SLO is worth the same amount, so 20%, 20%. and it'll be because you either get an SLO or a test for that section. Okay, so right here are the library services. So I was mentioning that if you need a calculator, again, the calculator that we are using for the course is TI-84. And this is where you can go ahead and check it out. So it is on set B in 1.536. So you can go, there is a digital library, right? But again, we are checking out a calculator. So if you need to check out a calculator, go ahead and walk towards set B. If you have any others, if you need anything else as far as assistance on course content or help through Canvas, then I give you some information there. You can go ahead and follow through. One thing that I do want to talk about is expectations. So it is a college course, and again, it is a big class, and there's lots of materials to work through. So make sure that you are punctual. So make sure that you're here on time. Avoid absences, especially in summer courses, because everything is going so fast. So make sure that you're only absent when, again, it's absolutely necessary. Don't be absent just because again, it is a lot of material you don't want to lose out on. Make sure that you are vigilant. So make sure that you have everything in order for whatever you need. If you want the printed copies, and make sure that you have your notes ready. And again, that you're ready for all the assignments that are ready. You're ready pretty much too. Again, you're regular, you're punctual, you know what's assigned, you know what's needed, and you keep up with everything that's going on. Plan ahead for quizzes. So again, I know that they're gonna be online and at home, but still, it's timed. So make sure that you have enough time to work ahead and plan for them. Plan ahead for exams, especially because you know that I already give you the calendar, and you know how many sections are going to be per unit. So make sure that you're ready to go, and you're not surprised when the tests get here. There is no extra credit because there's so much assignments, so there's no time for extra assignments. So just make sure that you are ready. You're ready for all the assignments, right? Submit everything on time. Make sure that you silence your phones throughout the lecture. Make sure that you maintain a clean environment. So this includes food. As you know, these are shared classrooms. So make sure that you keep your food and drinks on your desk, and you clean before you leave. Okay, so I know we don't carry coasters around with us, right? But it's a shared classroom, so that means someone else will use the classroom after us. So again, make sure you're mindful about a full-on breakfast, right? Especially because we're limited on space. One, the smell. Two, any trash you might leave behind. So make sure that you are mindful of what you bring into to class, right? And of course, make sure that you respect the physical or the virtual class. So especially both right now, the physical class because you're there, and also the virtual class. And that means the link or whatever has been posted, and you can see from here, right? College policies. Make sure that again, you know about the grade point average. Then you must have a 2 to maintain, be able to maintain an okay average. That you know it's a completion grade, so you do follow through with the course. Also, don't stop coming if you're not gonna follow through with the course. Then make sure that you know when the last day to withdraw is. And again, we're trying to avoid the incomplete grade, so make sure that you you follow through with your attendance. And again, if at any point you want to drop the course, that is something that you need to talk to your counselor about. I cannot withdraw you from the course, okay? So if you stop coming to class, that just means you start accumulating zeros. It does not mean that I automatically withdraw you from the course. So please don't do that. That's a common misconception that always happens. If you have any type of disability or anything, make sure that you contact the disability offices. That way you can turn in your accommodation plans, and then you can go ahead and they can share it with all your courses, all the courses that you're taking. That way we can go ahead and help you with any accessibility, such as extended time or printed copies or whatever is needed. Okay. Also be know about the FERPA statement. Again, that is just make sure that you know that as a student under FERPA you have rights, and that is that everything again, everything that you do with TSC or myself is confidential, so make sure that you know your rights. And then of course some just information about myself. Okay, so that covers everything for the simple syllabus. And again, you're more than welcome to click on it and view it at any time that you want, especially the course calendar. That way you can plan out, I guess, a weekend getaway with your parents. If they're planning on that, then you know, okay, when would be the day or what day you have a test. That way you know what's ready, what's coming, and you're ready to tackle that. Okay, so then let's go ahead and dig in through today. Today you have 3 assignments. Okay, so let's go ahead and click on modules. So under modules, we have 3 assignments. The first assignment that we have is the lab number 1. The second assignment that we have is an intro to online math. And then the last assignment that we have is a digital library knowledge quiz. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the lab number 1. Okay, so for lab number 1, I do need everyone to get out a sheet of paper. Okay, so get a paper out. Okay, and this will be my sheet of paper. Okay, so since technically you did not take any notes today, and your lab is technically the notes of the day, we're gonna go ahead and work on a set of notes, which will be a list of steps that you will need every single day to upload your assignment. Okay, so at the beginning I told you guys that you needed your Canvas app, so that should be ready to go. So on the sheet of paper, first up, I will need your name on the top right. So my name is Virginia Sauceda. And then I'm going to go ahead and include today's date. So today is the 8th. So this will be 7/8/25. Then as far as the title, your title was usually going to be like the unit that we're working with, like 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. But this is our lab number 1. So I'm going to title this lab number 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and write the steps of how you're going to be turning in labs every single day. Okay, so step number 1, you're going to open Canvas on phone. Okay, so this will be a write and do at the same time. So at this time, go ahead and open Canvas on your phone. Step 2, select course. Again, this is a Math 13-14, so go ahead and select the math course. That way you know you're working on the correct one. Okay, let's go on to step number 3. Select modules. So select module. So you click on the module tab. That way you're able to open the modules. Okay, step number 4. You're going to select correct module. So first you open the modules tab. Now you're gonna go ahead and look at the correct module and you're gonna click it. That way we're able to see like the assignments of the day. Okay, once you select the correct module, step number 5 will be to select correct lab. So in this case we have lab number 1. Go ahead and press where it says lab number 1. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to step number 6. You're gonna see an orange line and it should say submit assignment. So you're gonna press select submit assignment. Okay, so go ahead and select submit assignment. Okay, once you do that, step number 7 is going to be click where it says file upload. Step number 8, on the bottom corner, go ahead and press where it says scanner. Okay, and let's go ahead and write the last few steps before you try them. Okay, so step number 9 will be to scan your paper, of course. So scan paper of the notes. In this case, you're going to be scanning the paper of lab 1. And other days, you're going to be scanning the paper of all your notes. But right now, it's only of lab 1. Step number 10 will be to press save, because we want to make sure that you save the scans that you did. Step number 7 will be to press submit on the top. So press submit on top. Okay, once you press submit, you should see some confetti on there. So once you see the confetti, you know that you're done and it has been submitted. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and give you a few minutes. If you need more time, go ahead and press pause. But again, just make sure that you follow these steps, and then the picture of this paper is what you're actually submitting on lab number 1. Now, these are the steps that you're going to follow every day as you submit all the lab assignments. This is not something that you can do on your laptop. It's something that you have to do on your phone, because it's much easier, and it won't save the pictures on your phone. They won't save under your camera. It's just scanning the picture, taking a picture, and automatically uploading the file. Just make sure that you do get that confetti at the end. That way you know that it has successfully gone through. Okay, so that is it as far as lab number 1. Today was just quick because it was just a matter of uploading the items, right? You're learning the process. If you are stuck, remember that you can always click online and you can follow the steps here. Again, there's some YouTube videos that you can go ahead and work on as well to help you follow through. But again, we wrote down the steps right now. Okay, so that is it as far as lab number 1. Okay, now assignment number 2. We have Intro to Online Math Program. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and click here. Okay, yours is not gonna say that. Yours is gonna go through right away. We're gonna press student student view, and this is what you're gonna see. Okay, these are your assignments. How your online homeworks are gonna look every day. So notice how question 1 has multiple sections. They always have a video at the bottom where you can always click, and they will give you a video on how to like a mini tutorial on how to do that. So almost all questions have that, either one video or 2 videos. For example, this one has 3. Question 3 has none. This one has none, but again, most of them have videos, and also have part that says message instructor. So at any point you can click there and they will message me with the question that you are having on. So again, make sure that you click my name, and then that you at the very top you can say, okay, I was able to get this far, and tell me what you have, and then it sends me the actual picture of, and sends me the actual question that you have or that you're working on. Okay, now on this first one, this one's pretty basic. They're not going to ask you to solve much. They're asking you to literally type it. It says enter expression square root of 7. So to get the square root of 7, you just have to click on the box, and notice how this pop-up comes up. You have basic, you have functions, and there's trig. You're going to go over to functions and notice that the radical is here. So radical 7, and it will be there. Sometimes, for example, like if I didn't have the 7, you're going to see some errors here. Empty function input. So there's nothing there. So if you see anything in red, know that you're not, the full answer is not completely typed in. Now, let's say that you typed in the answer. It won't save automatically. You have to press submit question, and it submits per question, not per assignment itself. So notice how you got a yellow tag, meaning that you got partial credit. So this question's right, but it's partial credit because you're not done with all these 3 that are here, right? So you must answer every single question for you to get full credit for this one question. Okay? Now, you do have multiple tries, and every try will attempt to give you full credit. So if at any point you need more, or you need another question because you already got it wrong, you can click get similar question, and it will go ahead and give you a brand new question where, again, the points are going to be they're going to be updated here at the top. Now, know that these homeworks are not timed, and let's say that, for example, I were to be working on question 1 and question 2, and I stop and I close my tab. Okay, once you come back, let's say I press modules, right? I don't know, you went grocery shopping, or you go back home, or whatever happens, right? You click again an you click on your assignment again. It's gonna have yours will say resume, right? It's gonna have a score already. So it's gonna tell you that you already got a 7 or whatever grade that you did, or whatever 50%, whatever you finished. It will have a grade, but you have to press resume. So your homework does not close. Okay, so once you go back, you're gonna have the questions that were already done are gonna be done. The only thing is you have to finish the questions that were not done. So, okay, so don't be scared if your grade is recorded. It will record, right? Because you're working towards the full 100%. But again, just make sure that you don't freak out. Your homework does not close. You have to press resume, and they will allow you to go back and finish the questions that are not done. Okay, so this first question, this first homework is not about how much you're actually know about math. It's not really testing any skills. It's just to help you type on learn how to type like expressions. For example, here it's telling you to require you to enter an equation, so they want you to type it. So you have to it's pretty much to help you type. So P equals -6 square root of n. Okay, submit. Okay, so I got the partial credit. There we go. So it's just pretty much to help you to just familiarize yourself with the functions, like how to make a fraction and so forth, right? So it's just like a mini practice for you to get going on how the program, the homework program will be. Okay, the third thing that we're gonna go over is the digital library knowledge quiz. Okay, so this is make sure that you know how to work with digital library. It's given by every course, so this one's on your own, and you're just gonna go ahead and follow through. Make sure that you finish the training, and you do get 10 points awarded for our overall. You do get 10 points for the online assignments, because that does count like an online assignment. So make sure that you do finish it. Okay, well, that is it for today. I know that it was a lot covered. It's just a lot of things like calendar and things that we're gonna need. There is no 45-minute lab today, because I want you to take those 45 minutes to walk over to Set B and check out a calculator. Okay, so again, just for today, because it's day 1, there is no 45-minute lab. You already turned in your lab by now, right? So there is no 45-minute lab. You're gonna use those 45 minutes to walk over to Set B and check out a calculator. That we are ready for tomorrow. Okay, well, thank you so much. If you have any questions, remember you can always message me on Canvas, or you can email me, or you can ask the adjunct here with you. Okay, well, have a nice day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.